By the Governor of the Northwest Region, we are all welcome to the 7th session of the Northwest Regional Assembly.
The representative of state, public independent conciliator, the Questa, the National Assembly. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 7th session of the Northwest Regional Assembly, dedicated to conciliation, conflict resolution, mediation, peace building for development. And this 7th session today, July 26, 2022, we thank God Almighty, our Creator, for making it possible. And before we continue, I beg your indulgence to rise for a minute of silence in respect of another departed member of our august body, the Honorable Royal Majesty Anguafo III SAN, member of the House from Bamenda to Mesa. We also seek divine mercies for the affected and the too many who have transited to glorious eternity from the barbaric conflict eating away the Northwest to annihilation.
May their souls rest in peace.
Amen. The purpose of the July session is to permit all stakeholders, especially the parliamentarians, to fully participate in this all-important conversation on conciliation, conflict resolution, peace building, and development. During the 6th session of the Regional Assembly, the Regional Executive Council opted for citizen capacity building in peace building. This training is statutory, enshrined in Section 40 and 41 of the Bill to institute General Code for regional and local authorities, providing individuals, that is citizens, inhabitants, and the public of the Northwest region, the opportunity to influence public decisions and actions, notably for peace. We wish that the population of the region actively participates at all stages of the regional development cycle: planning, programming, implementation, monitoring, follow-up, reporting, and evaluation. This can only be attained if we elaborate a collective regional framework to foster attitudes and practices towards a complete return to normalcy in the region. Let this assembly lead by example. I want to thank all of you who have come, notwithstanding the challenges of today. With such commitment, we are certain the Northwest shall not only overcome, but shall prevail. And the sooner, the better. Long live the commitment of development stakeholders of the region. Long live the people of the Northwest as they unite to work for peace and development. Long live Cameroon and its illustrious head of state, President Paul Biya. Thank you for your kind attention.
Member of the Northwest Regional Assembly, Your Majesties, the founder of the Northwest, ladies and gentlemen, 26th day of July 2022, in my capacity as representative of the state, in this very distinguished assembly, let me on the line here once more that the best way to guarantee its centralization is by building peace and also meeting you in the days ahead. Let me wish you a happy stay here. Long live the Republic of Cameroon. Long live His Excellency Paul Biya, our beloved head of state. Long live the Northwest region. Thank you for your kind attention.
On peace building, conflict resolution, mediation. Peace building is fundamentally about dealing with the reasons why people fight in the first place. So the first thing is identification of the reasons why people first of all fight. And you come to discover that sometimes people don't even know why they fight. They're just confused. So if you don't understand it very well, you will not be able to initiate a peace process. So the first reason why people fight, and why also supporting societies to manage their differences and conflicts without resorting to violence. We can all bear witness or testimony that it is very, very difficult to identify a peaceful society in the world. In most societies, you see one or two things that are not moving okay. We are living peacefully, not fighting one another, not killing one another. So we have to identify all those things and to make sure that we work towards that. We are at that center, at the middle, which gives us the opportunity to be able to mingle between the top and the bottom. Sometimes we are able to get information and to relate in such a way that the bottom and the top can meet. And once the bottom and the top can meet and carry out a fruitful conversation, that is already an aspect of initiation of peace process. We are preaching God and preaching peace. Is it that we only wait for a conflict situation for us to meet and talk and speak? But whatever the case, God has a plan, God has a purpose, and I strongly believe that together as one, we shall achieve that peace.
I want to talk a little bit about conflict analysis. And the question is, what is conflict analysis? Conflict analysis is basically a tool that people who do research in conflict situations use to study the causes and the sources of conflict. And the purpose of doing that kind of study is so that they can be able to design programs, implement them, and be able to evaluate whether those programs are producing the desired results that they set out to accomplish. The question is, how do we manage conflict to keep it from becoming violent? Conflict analysis is concerned with mitigating the effects of violence on people, on property, and on development. So the challenge of peace building, which we are all involved in, is how we can effectively engage conflict in such a way that we can achieve the necessary change. What will this regional assembly be remembered for, especially in the context of conflict? This regional assembly may be the first fruits of the conflict. May it last.
Peacemaking is a process that we use to stop conflict or war without the military. Peacekeeping is a military method which is globally organized by a recognized military force to stop an armed conflict. Peace building is the prevention of the repeat of a solved conflict, as well as the preventing of an armed conflict from occurring at all. Peace building includes core issues that affect the functioning of society and the state. The best dialogue begins at the grassroots. Charity, they say, begins at home. You cannot start building a house from the top. You must start from the grassroots. Active listening focuses on both facts and feelings, reduces tension and defensiveness, and allows conflict to be resolved more effectively. Conclusion. From a personal perspective and experience, after having lived in this region for all these years of war, I can categorically state that the worst peace is better than the best war. I take it again. The worst peace is better than the best war. War is as bad as war itself. There is so much to gain in peace than in war. Peace affects our health positively, while war affects us negatively. Let us strive, as we live here today, to become ambassadors of peace, to work for peace as a human achievement. It is possible to win these boys over, to bring them back to the limelight, and to help them to regain their peace and their freedom and their integrity. Peace is possible. It is a gift from God, and it's also a human achievement. Thank you very much.
My brothers and sisters, my children, the clergy present here today, I think you were actually speaking to me. At a certain time I thought you were my staff. And at a certain time I thought I should recruit you if you are not. I think this is almost a replica of what we had yesterday. Those who were present in the seminar yesterday can attest. Divisional representatives and members of the House of Chiefs at the Public Independent Conciliator Office, right? Yes. Okay. I think the President is very right. We need to take home certain things. If you look at the text, I'm talking about the text, presidential decree, going back even to the law on the Public Independent Conciliator, you will find keywords. You will find conciliation. You will find conflict. You will find resolution. You will find mediation. And then, of course, we will crown it with peace building. So actually, the clergy made my day today. And I think the best way to resolve a conflict is to prevent a conflict. I am particularly very happy that our children are here and they see what we are doing. I think they will be the best vehicles for the message which they heard today, because these are children who are confused by other forces because they are vulnerable. But I think they are our ambassadors. You know, parliamentarians are ambassadors. You represent your divisions, you represent your families, you represent your councils. So you go with the message you had here, and then don't listen to anybody. This country has a lot in stock for you. Where do you think we will leave this country? We'll leave it to you. So if you are going to the bush, you are not going to create a country in the bush. It is created here. So you'll be here, and we make sure that we hand this thing to you, because we are going to die. We are not going to live forever. Thank you very much.
The Safety Net project is a World Bank sponsored project in collaboration with the Cameroon government under the Ministry of Economic Planning and Regional Development, with other partners like French Development Bank, UNICEF, to fight against abject poverty. The population is divided into three segments. We have those who are rich, and they made up of just about 10%. We have the second category of people, you may call it the middle person. We have another category of persons, we call them those in abject poverty. The objective is to remove these people from this abject poverty, place them on the middle line. We get to any community, we work with the community, we form a delegation. It's made up of the DO, the mayor, religious authorities, traditional authorities, civil society, the youth, women representatives. There are 15 of them. Where this committee, they are charged for two reasons. One, they identify micro projects that can be realized manually. We may have micro projects like cleaning of the roads, filling of potholes, cleaning of gutters, clearing sides of the roads. Because we ask them this question, that if you are living in front of a place that is bushy, if a snake lives there, Where will he go to? Yaoundé or the regional house of assembly? Of course, to your house. Let me just give an example. You will be asking what has it contributed or how has it contributed to peace building? One, there is communalism. People leave their various homes, they meet together and they realize a project. So it's a kind of a bottom-top approach and not a top-bottom approach. One thing I want to say here is that we do not only give money, we do not only give them fish, we teach them how to catch fish. And that is why we have one component which we call it sensitization. Once every month, we gather them like this, like you are sitting, and we sensitize them. As of now, we are to assist 34,000 beneficiaries all over the Northwest in some particular subdivision. And workers or field workers are already on the field doing the work. And we thought that, and that's why I want to thank the President for this opportunity, that once in a while, let those people who feel that they are marginalized know that people are thinking about them and we should match actions with what. Thank you so much, sir.
For me to be representing Kamkul here this afternoon, I am called Praxidis Pansika. I'm in charge of training and education at Kamkul. What strategies has Kamkul been putting in place to alleviate poverty and ensure financial inclusion? We're talking about people who are not taken care of by the banking sector. So we have been carrying out education and sensitization of our members through education general meetings, giving out material, and we do radio programs. For those who listen to CRTV, Saturdays at 7 a.m. we have a program, TACOS, which focuses on the Kamkul network to communicate to its members. We also carry out training and sensitization of elected officials. We also serve as delivery agents for various donors. We have talked about Safety Net. Safety Net is not our only partner. We are working also with Minepat, we have worked with GIZ, we are working with the Baptist Mission to reach the poorer people. So in conclusion, financial inclusion has a positive impact on economic development by increasing access to financial services. That is what Kamkul is doing because we are offering financial service. So we put policies in place that can help the reconstruction of our environment and get everybody involved.
Members of Assembly, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I am the Rose Fru, General Manager for Rainbow Cooperative Credit Union of Cameroon. I'm here to do a brief presentation on how the microfinance sector can assist in peace building and conflict resolution. Briefly, Rainbow Cam is a Category 1 microfinance institution with board of directors, and it is an umbrella organization for Category 1 institutions. There is also consideration of its use as a financial and survival strategy in immediate wake of a disaster, and as a tool for peace and reconciliation. We have returnees, people who have gone out and tasted other regions and they have decided I'm coming back. How can we accommodate them? So in this presentation, we are talking of the legal services we can give to them, microcredits, trainings on how to start all over, and maybe accommodation. IDPs, people who are internally displaced, they generally do not have much, although this class of persons are in two. You have the very poor and you have those of the upper class who can afford for themselves. So we design products that can cater for these two groups within the IDP sector. The demobilized and ex-combatants, here we are reintegrating assistance, short-term counseling, protecting savings for their pensions, and giving them reason to see why they have to embrace peace.
Consciousness of the resonance of peace-building indicators, and finally, peace-building initiatives and strategies should not wait for the crisis to end before they are engaged. No. Peace-building starts as soon as the crisis starts. I'm saying this because there are some people who think that we should get we should be at a standstill until everything about this crisis ends. People can start building. No. Aggressive and constant mass sensitization for behavior change activities should be engaged by trusted public authorities and state institutions in close collaboration with national and international partners with a view to 1. De-radicalizing our youth. We are also appealing that when this National Education Forum shall be convened, lots of things shall be fixed, especially with regards to our curriculum.
We'll be talking about peace, and we will be talking about community development to peace. Maybe we have tried other means, and we are not moving. Time has come for us to adopt the community approach to peace building. What we must note is that peace building is a social and a structural process. As such, since it is a social and structural process, it is a bottom-up approach. We don't need to be talking grammar left and right, grammar left and right. Let us go down to the field, talk to the community, use community radios to discuss the issues that are at stake, how to promote dialogue, how to discuss key issues on how to ensure that we realize peace at the end of the day. We have social, psychosocial, or psychological barriers and mental state during crisis period. There are people who are depressed because of the crisis. And because of their depression, they will not want to listen to you. Because they have been affected by the crisis, they may not want to listen to you. So in this situation, leaders can do away with these challenges by acknowledging the uncertainty that is in the society. It is incumbent on us, therefore, to choose the words that we use during dialogue, during the implementation phase, wisely towards peace building in the Northwest region. Thank you again for your kind attention.
So, sustaining the culture of peace in the Mason division, what is the approach that we are proposing to you? We have 4 blocks. And we thought that it's good to start with education, like I said. And through education, we are planning to train peace ambassadors. Building hope and trust, how? Through support to professional activities of separatists. Building effective teams for healing and equity. I want to end with these 2 images. That one is me in 2018. And this was a quote that I shared because we were making an online campaign. And my own sentence was that peace is the way, the key to the survival of the humanity. And I also saw this in the city where I came yesterday. And I'm sure that many of you are familiar with this image. I don't know. Violence has never been a solution. This is possible with peace. So it's up to us to decide if you want to bring back this mind in the faces of our people. And thank you for your kind attention.
This commission, which is the National Disarmament, Demobilization and Reintegration Commission, was created by Presidential Decree number 2018/79 of 30th of November 2018. When we go to international seminars, they ask, but Cameroon DDR, you are so unique, why? And when we give them the benefits of that amnesty, that blanket amnesty, they see that Cameroon has a right to go back to peace as soon as possible. The Bamenda DDR Center is temporarily located at behind Ayaba Hotel with 301 ex-combatants. We have 204 men, 63 women, and 34 children. The DDR Center is essential for their physical, moral, and psychological rehabilitation. Hoping that this paper has given an insight into the activities of the DDR management is always available to work with any individual any group or organization who wish to foster peace and build the capacity of the ex-combatants in the Bamenda DDR Center. I want here to personally say thank you, Mr. President, for making us be able to give a little insight into what the DDR is. And since all of us in this hall are stakeholders and we are all hungry for peace, I'll be very open to answer any questions at the end. I think that it is even the question answering that can throw more light on how the DDR functions in the Northwest. But it is the ultimate place for any young man or woman who has carried arms in the Northwest. Thank you very much, Mr. President.
Our difference is we want peace, and if the transport had not for long been bringing in peace, I think you would have been hearing strikes every day, there and there and there. So we have tried a lot for these 5 years. Other places have got transport strikes, but Northwest, we have meant that there should be no strike to our level, and even up to now. We are progressing because the crisis so soon will stop on our level.
I did plead for the regional presidency. They cry for a woman. They cry for the Bayamsela. They control it too much. So I did beg say, may the regional assembly really see into the problems of Bamenda, Southwest, Northwest. May peace strike for rain. May we brothers and sisters, may they come back for here. Because the girls away, they don't even go for family. They need to work. They're doing a prostitution. Where maybe they be there for market, they manage some more garden. You will see sometimes person will just come and will say, "Na black leg." The tears it blends. The rice, now rice are from them. Well, they make rice from them. Now they don't make the rice. Would they buy back rice for 25,000? That mommy the for village they will buy how much? A cup of rice now is 100. So one be 150. That mommy they will manage. So they claim. Thank you, Mr.
As concerned the training we had yesterday, throughout coming to the training we've had today, I've realized that it is very necessary, at least not to leave this house without at least saying a word concerning what is happening in my division. A division that has once been one of the divisions that people are taking example from as one of the green zone after coming. Most of us must have realized that yesterday, after a minute of silence that was ordered by the President of the House, most of our divisional representative of Menchum remained silent for instead of a number of hours because of what happened in our division. So I want the House to be part and parcel of the people that will give us advice on issues concerning what is happening in our division, since we have a bit of mastery of what we've learned throughout this our training.
Take this one now, begin to put up.
We thank you for having come in your various capacities. We wish the good Lord to conduct you, protect you, take you back home, and that long live the Regional Assembly, long live the hard-working populations of the Northwest, and that the peace so yearned for will be ours, the sooner the better. Long live Cameroon and its illustrious leader, His Excellency Paul Biya. Thank you.